Welcome to Tech Talk Connect.
All right, so if you're a pro out there trying to figure out which AI you should be betting on for, say, 2026, well, you are looking at a true clash of the titans. We're going to dive into what is basically the heavyweight championship of AI, OpenAI's GPT 5.2 going head-to-head with Google's Gemini 3. And let me tell you, the stakes could not be higher. This is not some friendly little competition. No. This is a full-blown arms race for the future of AI. I mean, that code red from OpenAI's own CEO, that tells you everything you need to know about how monumental this whole thing is. So let's get to our contenders. In this corner, we've got the challenger from OpenAI, GPT 5.2, and in the other corner, the titan from Google, Gemini 3. Now, both of these giants dropped late last year, and believe me, they're set to completely redefine what AI can do for us in the professional world. Okay, let's kick this thing off. Round one. Raw intelligence. We're talking pure, unadulterated brain power here. Just how smart are these things really? And right out of the gate, this fight is incredibly close. I mean, look at the MLU Pro benchmark. That's kind of the gold standard for measuring an AI's general intelligence. GPT 5.2 Pro hits 90.2%, but Gemini 3 Pro is right there, right on its heels at 88.5%. It's basically a photo finish. But here's the real question, right? Standard tests are one thing, but how do these models actually perform when it comes to the complex stuff? The kind of work that professionals like you are doing day in, day out. And that's where this new test comes in. It's called the GDP Vault. This thing isn't about some abstract theoretical questions. Nope. It measures how well an AI does on actual knowledge work. We're talking everything from building complex spreadsheets to crafting killer presentations, and it does this across 44 different occupations. Okay, so here's the big takeaway. GPT 5.2 is the first model ever to hit human expert levels on this test. Get this, it beats or ties top industry pros almost 71% of the time, and OpenAI says it does the work 11 times faster for less than 1% of the cost of a human expert. I mean, wow, that's a total game changer. All right, on to round two. And here, we're seeing a real battle of strategy. It's context versus precision. So what's better, being able to process a massive amount of information or being able to recall tiny little details with perfect, pinpoint accuracy? So on one side, you've got Gemini 3. It is the undisputed king of context. We're talking a context window of over 1 million tokens. To put that in perspective, it can basically swallow an entire library of documents or like 20 hours of video all in one go. If your project is just enormous, Gemini is your beast. But OpenAI, they went in a completely different direction. Instead of going for sheer size, they doubled down on that pinpoint precision we talked about. The philosophy here is, hey, it's not about how much you can read, it's about how well you actually understand what you've read. And you know what? This approach really seems to pay off. On that classic needle in a haystack test, the deep document analysis, GPT 5x2 gets near perfect 100% accuracy. It can find that one critical detail buried in a mountain of text without getting distracted by all the noise. Okay, time for round three, the technical gauntlet. Now, for all you developers and engineers out there, this is where things get really interesting. Let's see how these AIs handle some seriously complex coding and math problems. When it comes to math, it's pretty much a dead heat. Both models aced the Amy 2025 benchmark with a perfect score. But with coding, it's a little more nuanced. So GPT 5.2 set a new record on SW Bench Pro. That's the one that tests real-world software engineering. But then you have developers seeing Gemini 3's lighter Flash model hitting an incredible 78% on a different benchmark. That makes it super efficient for, quick bug fixes and things like that. Okay, so raw power is one thing, but how does all this tech actually fit into the real world? How do we use it? Well, that brings us to round four, ecosystem and enterprise. And this is where their philosophies are just worlds apart. Google's strategy, they're baking Gemini 3 right into the products you already use. Workspace, search, the whole Google suite. OpenAI, on the other hand, is going a different route. They're building an empire through partnerships with huge platforms like Notion, Box, Shopify, and Zoom. And OpenAI is really pushing this powerful new idea they call agentic workflows. So, what does that mean? The big idea is to have a single AI that doesn't just help you. It can autonomously plan and execute an entire project all by itself from start to finish. It's designed to replace those super complex chains of different tools we all use And listen, this isn't just some far-off theory. It's happening now. A company called Triple Whale, they actually did it. They completely collapsed their entire multi-agent system. We're talking over 20 different tools and replaced it all with a single GPT-5.2 mega agent. This is a real glimpse into a future where one AI could manage entire business processes for you. So, all of this brings us to the final round, the judge's decision. But here's the twist. In this fight, the judge is you. This is all about picking the right champion for your specific needs as we look ahead to 2026. First things first, let's talk about the bottom line, the price. Now, these models are priced by tokens, which are basically just tiny pieces of words. Gemini 3 Pro is going to run you about $1.50 per million tokens. GPT 5.2 is just a little bit more, at $1.75. It might seem like a small difference, but trust me, when you're working at scale, that can really add up. So here's how it all breaks down. If your goal is to build autonomous projects, or you absolutely need that pinpoint precision to find the needle in a haystack, then GPT 5.2 is probably your champion. But if you're all about processing massive amounts of data, or you just want an AI that's deeply baked into the tools you're already using every day, then Gemini 3 is going to be your workhorse. Ultimately, the choice in 2026 isn't really about which AI is smarter. It's about which one is purpose-built for the job you need to get done. So the real question you have to ask yourself is this: what's your project? Are you building an autonomous agent to run things for you? Or are you creating an integrated workhorse to power your everyday tasks? Your answer to that question is going to tell you exactly which one of these titans to back.